Okay, folks, once you have taken a picture, it is time to edit it. And many of you can edit this on your phone, whatever you've taken the picture on, but I wanted to also show you how you can easily edit on your computer. So go to wherever your photo was saved. So I just drug it into a folder off of my phone. Okay. So go to wherever it's saved and open it. I'm going to first think about cropping. Okay, there's a couple of different things that you can do with this option. First of all, you can look at it from different angles and rotate it. Think about bringing in the edges of your border so that your object is filling the frame. What we don't want to have is a lot of empty white space. So filling the frame with both your cast shadow and with your object, okay? And I'm just gonna ignore that you can kind of see my table in the background. That's not a big deal to me. I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna next go to adjustments, and I'm gonna go to the color toggle right here, and I'm going to slide it all the way to the left. So now my image is a grayscale image, which will be better for us as a reference for doing pencil shading. I'm next going to choose right here where it says light. Okay. And what I want to play around with is the contrast. Now, I don't want to totally blow out the contrast so that it's super, super extreme, because you can see I'm looking at my plant and it's almost all the same value now. So I'm gonna definitely slide that down a little bit more. You can play around with light if your image is too dark. You can kind of use some of these in conjunction with one another. Shadows, obviously you can see that that is affecting mostly the darks of your image, or highlights is affecting mostly the lighter areas. The overall exposure of your image is adjusting all of the values. Okay. And I'm going to just toggle it back. And if you don't like any of this, you can just say cancel. You'll lose your recent changes. Okay. Right. So I'm going to quickly go back to my adjustments. Remember, we did color. I'm going to up the contrast a little bit and the light. And there we go. Now down here, clarity just basically sharpens. You can see how much more detail we have. So depending on what object you chose, that might be a benefit to you. And vignette basically will kind of darken the corners a little bit, so that you can bring more emphasis to your object. So if you want to play around with that one, you're welcome to. I always just save a copy because I don't like to edit my original in case I change my mind or want to do something else. So I'm going to save a copy. Okay. Now, when we are back at school, I'm going to have you guys print these. Okay. Let me go back to where I saved it. Saved a copy. Anyway, I'm just gonna, here's my saved copy. There we go. So instead of actually clicking it and printing it from here, you can see that this is giving me a few different sizes for photo sizes, 8x10, 4x6. We're gonna do more like the 5x7 size. But oftentimes when I use this print option, it doesn't print right. And I don't know why. So my workaround for that, for printing at school, is I'm going to right click on my image and I'm going to choose print from here. And notice you get a whole different option for printing. But I'm going to choose 5x7. Depending on how you cropped it, you might want to play around with this fit picture to frame. You can see mine is not changing a whole lot, but we want it to pretty much be as big as we can without cropping off important details. So you would play around with that, but we want to do a 5x7, and our two printers that are closest to us at school are 104 and 119. Okay. And so I would choose print if I was ready to print that. One thing I forgot to mention is while you are editing, make sure your screen is at its optimal brightness, because if it is super, super dim, you're not going to be able to see all of these highlights and shadows and to be able to edit it correctly. Okay, so that is how you change a picture to black and white and edit.